You probably never would have guessed it by the first movie, but The Fast and the Furious is a billion-dollar movie franchise. And me and Craig are hanging out here at the house that Universal built. And we have found, because Craig is moving, the original scripts from The Fast and Furious 1 and 2, as well as some renderings of cars that didn't make the movie.
As corny as the first and second movie were, Matt, I'm going to show you some stuff today to prove to you that it could have been a whole lot worse.
I bet some of the renderings are terrible.
Oh my God. It looks like some 14-year-old kids did it on a fucking Etch-a-Sketch.
Awesome. I'm Matt, that's Craig, this is The Smoking Tire. If you can't see, you can't drive. It's why I hate the Camaro and why Lamborghinis come with backup cameras. It's also why I wear Dylan Optics sunglasses. They don't just look cool, they work. Their NIR technology reduces reflections within the lens, helping the world seem much, much more clear. Now we've partnered up with Dylan, and you can support your favorite online TV show at the same time you're protecting your eyes by going to TheSmokingTire.com and ordering some Dylan sunglasses. If you do, I'll throw in a free Smoking Tire t-shirt on the house. You're sweating through your shirt, Harry. Take a pill.
You take a pill. I ain't going Tyson on people in broad daylight.
I need NOS, man. My car topped out at 140 this morning.
You can't handle it.
You hear what I said?
Amateurs don't fuck with nitrous oxide, kid. I've seen you in action. Your foot is too heavy, you'll blow yourself up.
And I need it by tonight.
And scene.
Let's talk about how NOS in Eclipse will not raise your top speed in any way.
Yeah, the gear ratio is the gear. Right, obviously. If the gear
it runs out of gear.
It runs out of gear. So, but apparently that car had 8 speeds, because if you watch the Dodger Stadium scene, even at this pre-screen I'm counting, I'm going, you know, I'm not really good with math, but I know that's more than 5.
Does he shift up more than 5 times?
He shifts like 38 times. I mean, it's like 8-speed transmission. That was the first thing people were like, what the fuck?
So, you were a technical advisor on this movie, so...
Advisor.
What does that mean?
It means I gave advice.
And did they take any of it?
Sometimes. There is a scene that I tell people about. Remember that scene at the picnic table, like, thank you, Heavenly Father, for ball bearing turbos and titanium valve? That was mine. Okay. The part about the floorboards falling off, not my idea.
The floorboards falling off in the Eclipse, right. What is that, danger to manifold?
Danger to manifold. You know, the original concept was use the word overboost. People got to remember, this movie was built for 16-year-old kids from Kansas, people who don't know shit about cars. Problem is that a lot of people saw it, know something about cars, so they pointed out every single error. And there's a story behind every piece of dialogue or every graphic and why it was done that way. Right.
So speaking of graphics, we found the graphic renderings for Fast and Furious 2. Orange Julius is Latino. He and his boys probably go clubbing a lot, or at least talk to girls who do. Listens to pumping techno and shit in the car. Probably plays pop and freestyle music for the ladies. Graphics reflect the going out and getting pumped up vibe. Electronic-y. Oh, this is the best. The Afro pick graphic.
The car driven by an African-American actor with an Afro pick on the side that was designed by a gay African-American art director by the name of Keith Brian Burns. If that had been done by a white guy, there had been picket lines in front of the movie.
Yeah, well, there almost were picket lines in front of the movie. Look at this.
Heinous.
So heinous.
Heinous. But it could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Look at this. They went with the Afro pick, but this could have been the one too. Designed by Cappy.
Yeah, the only people worse at designing cars than white people is Cubans. I mean, holy shit.
That's totally true, actually.
God. I don't know who's worse.
Whoa.
Basketball players do some pretty terrible shit.
Yeah,
Shaq has some pretty awful tastes.
Another phallic reference. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with anything, but...
It's got a rocket on the side of it. Just like a rocket taking
Perhaps
off.
they heard the term pocket rocket and thought that's how it...
Rice rocket?
Maybe.
Yeah, that could be it.
I don't profess to understand.
Oh, and then we've got a Tiburon here.
Now the Tiburon had just come out, so Hyundai was going to give us some cars to put into the movie, but I think all the main character cars have been cast by then.
Now, speaking of sponsor cars, I hear that the original cars were not supposed to be Mitsubishis.
No, you know, Dodge had talked about giving away one of their sport compact cars that had just come out on the scene as the main car in the movie.
That would be the SRT4 Neon?
I'm unable to comment on that, but let us just say that I didn't think the car was a good fit given the level of cars they were trying to use, you know? Back in those days, you know, 350Z, WRX STIs, Supras were still hot, RX-7s. There was a lot better cars for them to go with, but a big cross-promotional deal is kind of hard to turn down. So, to their credit, they decided to turn down the big dollars and chase authenticity. I thought that
like
took a lot of integrity.
This is authentic.
Yeah, this is why you should steal rap music, because that's what these people do with their money. You know that's some rapper's car out in South Florida.
No.
Steal rap music, please.
And speaking of cars, we found this, which is a list of all the cars used in Too Fast, Too Furious. 3. This is the 3rd one. Oh, sorry.
Tokyo Drift. This is the extra scene down in Hawthorne Mall.
Okay, now this is color-coded. Black is all the cars that were returned to their owners not damaged. Okay, so that's all is well in the world cars. Red means damaged. Look how much red there is. There is an entire block of red right here. All these cars, Eclipse Spider, WRX Widebody, S2000, 350Z, 240SX, Civic, Twin Turbo 350C, Skyline, A86. All these cars damaged.
That doesn't tell the whole story, though. A lot of the damage comes when they were filming the movie. They have extras, so they have hundreds of half-naked Asian girls sitting around in the cars all night. They're filming from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So the girls were getting in the cars, they were leaning on it with costumes, with rhinestone belts, because they don't understand cars and paint jobs.
Right.
You've seen people lean up against a car, so it would have a minor cut or abrasion or a scratch of the paint, or maybe somebody smoked in the car.
Well, the good news is there's a description here. We've got differential, tranny, or axle damage, neon light issues, damage to carbon front bumper, driver door speaker crushed,
somebody getting in and out of the car,
fried ignition from detail crew, front tire badly cut, fender interference, clutch issue, scuffs on bumpers, damage to splitter, turn signal lens cracked, scratches on hood, many scratches, black LS 430 VIP, left-hand drive, still needs buffing, painted on set was substandard.
Well, they've got to fix it for the next shoot, so they don't have time to send it to a paint booth, and the car can't move. It's been filmed in that location, exactly that spot, can't move.
So they just paint it right there?
Just got to get through the shoot.
What's up with the no crust thing? Are you anal or what? Brian says, no, I'm just particular. Crust is like, it's all brown. It tastes like dirt. I don't get it. Be glad that didn't make the movie.
What you have is probably an acid stomach. Your pH is off. That's why you like the dough. You nervous about something? What are you, a doctor?
That didn't make it.
Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Just immaterial to the script, I guess.
So I guess the moral of the story is be happy with
what you got,
with what you got, because it could have been much, much worse.
Yeah, so.
His smile disappears when he sees Pierce's thumb hanging over what looks like a temporary NOS button. In Spanish, what is that? Ejection seat. The camera tracks down to see the bottom of Roberto's seat is rigged with NOS canisters. Pierce's thumb on the button. The camera pulls back to reveal Pierce and Roberto frozen in time, looking at each other for just a second before, BAM! The NOS canisters at Roberto's feet explode like a couple of M80s, enough blast to rip off the hinges of the door and throw the passenger seat out of the car. Classic stuff, really.
101 uses for nitrous oxide. I know of 2, the dentist and for internal combustion engines. I
haven't heard of the ejection seat method before. Is that even possible?
If they have one, I'm getting one for my ex-wife.
The homicide seat.
That would be great. And I'm going to do it right as we enter an underpass.
Yeah.
So she hits the bridge.
That was the idea.
Gotcha.
I mean, imagine the stuff that didn't make the movie. It's got to be worse than what did make the movie.
It's horrific.
Oof. I can't wait. I'm Matt. This is The Smoking Tire. Wow, that sucked. I'm sorry. Hit myself in the head one time. There we go. Now we're
back.
Good. Now I'm back.